Do some people seem to fit into specific roles as if they're characters in a story? The ambitious go-getters who's always taking that bold action? The wise advisor who can spot risks before anyone else? Or maybe even the quiet worker who seems to be in the shadows all the time, yet holds an incredible influence behind the scenes? Today, we're diving into Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious and how archetypes, the symbolic roles each of us embody, shape the dynamics and culture within a business. You might be wondering how these ancient concepts of psychology apply to the modern workplace today, but these archetypes are woven deeply into our behavior and play a surprising role in shaping the company's culture, team dynamics, and leadership styles. So let's get started with first unpacking Jung's theory of the collective unconscious and how it helps us understand people in business. The collective unconscious, according to Jung, is a layer of unconscious mind shared all across all of humanity. It holds universal memories, instincts, and behaviors, things that make us fundamentally human. It's why we find similar myths and character archetypes throughout all of history and across all cultures. In simple terms, Jung believed there are certain patterns of thinking, behaving, and that we have been passing these things down along all the generations. These patterns are like blueprints, the DNA for how we think, how we act, and how we relate to one another, regardless of what our background or upbringing is actually like. These archetypes are the building blocks that collectively bring our unconscious together. They're recurring symbolic roles, or even characters. Think of them as patterns of behaviors. We're all familiar with these. These archetypes don't just exist in myths and stories. They show up in real life, and certainly within our organizations. They shape how we interact with one another. They're dynamic with our teams. And even with the roles that we naturally fall into in business, these archetypes actually help us understand why certain people are naturally drawn to leadership, why some thrive in supportive roles, and why others are driven to take risks and innovate. They allow us to tap into these universal roles to understand ourselves better and understand others as well. Jung's ideas may be over a century old, but they're incredibly relevant today because these archetypes shape our behavior, our values, and our relationships within the workplace. Understanding them may even help leaders lead better and our team members connect better, maybe even be more empathetic and create stronger culture within our organizations. Now let's look at the 5 core archetypes that are especially relevant in business settings today and how they influence company culture. First up, we have the leader, often represented by Carl Jung, calling it the king or the queen archetype. This archetype is characterized by authority, the vision, and a sense of responsibility. These leaders in these roles are typically CEOs or founders or heads of departments. Maybe they're even the people that are carrying the company's mission, vision, and values. They set the course for where the business is actually heading to. The leader is crucial because they provide the direction, what true north is, and they make big decisions and ideally embody the values of the organization. In many organizations, leaders are seen as the face of the company. They carry the weight of the company's goals and vision, and they often establish the tone of the entire culture. When a leader is effective, they inspire trust and unity, fostering a culture of accountability and achievement, hitting those goals each and every month. But when this archetype is unbalanced, it can turn into tyranny and micromanagement, not really knowing where the problems are. They're creating a culture of fear and rigidity. The leader's role then is not just about control, it's about balancing authority with empathy and vision. Next, we have the mentor, also known as the wise sage. The mentor is the voice of experience, offering guidance, knowledge, and support in business settings. This archetype might be found in experienced managers, the senior advisors, the board members, those who have walked the path before and have valuable insight to share. The mentor doesn't seek power. Rather, they seek to uplift others, guiding the team members and helping them realize their true potential. Mentors play a crucial role in fostering a learning culture. They create an environment where knowledge sharing is valued, which can be essential for a company's long-term success. Companies with strong mentor archetypes often have a culture of openness where people are encouraged to grow, ask questions, and learn from each other. However, if the mentor archetype is absent or underappreciated, a business can quickly turn into a place where people are afraid to make mistakes or even innovate. Then there's the hero. This is the person who steps up to tackle through challenges, push boundaries, and drive change. In many companies, the hero is often the rising star, someone who's not afraid to take risks and is committed to achieving great things. They're ambitious, they're dynamic, and often play a key role in inspiring others to aim higher. The hero's energy is infectious, and having heroes in your company can be a great asset, especially in competitive industries or environments where innovation is key. A heroic culture is often daring, unafraid to shake things up, and relentless in the pursuit of excellence. However, if left unchecked, a heroic culture can also foster unhealthy competition, burnout, or risk-taking that outweighs the sound judgment of others. That's why it's essential for leaders to support heroes while also balancing the drive with the company's values and long-term goals. The shadow represents the hidden or unacknowledged parts of the organization. In the context of a company's culture, the shadow might be unresolved conflicts, latent competition, or unspoken power struggles. The shadow isn't necessarily negative, but in an aspect of culture that needs to be brought into the light, ignoring the shadow can lead to toxicity, where underlying issues start to really affect the productivity, the morale, and the relationships. Leaders play a crucial role in identifying the addressing of the shadow within the company. By bringing these issues to light and addressing them openly, really, the leaders can prevent the shadow from undermining the company's culture. This might mean creating spaces for honest conversations within here, acknowledging the team friction, and addressing biases that are affecting the company's overall health. In doing so, the organization can create a more transparent, positive culture. Finally, we have the caregiver. The archetype is often represented by the HR roles, team-oriented managers, or anyone who naturally brings people together and fosters a sense of community. The caregiver's role is to create harmony, promote team spirit, and ensure everyone feels valued and supported. In companies, the caregiver is the glue that holds the team together, ensuring a sense of belonging and empathy among the team members. Caregivers are crucial in fostering a positive work environment. Their influence creates a culture where people feel safe, supported, and motivated to do their best. However, a culture dominated by caregiver archetypes can sometimes lack assertiveness or focus on growth. Balancing a caregiver's nurturing role with a clear focus on goals can create a productive yet supportive workplace. Now that we've explored these archetypes, let's consider how they actually shape a company's culture. In organizations where the hero's archetype is prominent, you might find a bold, risk-taking culture that values innovation and resilience. Companies like startups in the tech industry often embody this type of archetype, as they need to be agile and willing to take risks to disrupt the marketplace. On the other hand, companies with a strong mentor presence are more focused on knowledge sharing, stability, and continuous learning. These companies tend to value long-term growth and sustainable development over rapid, risky moves. The interplay of these archetypes within a company creates a unique culture. For instance, a team with a strong leader and a supportive caregiver might have a balanced approach to accountability and team morale. Meanwhile, a company where the shadow is ignored might see tension, frustration, and things brewing below the surface, impacting the collaboration and employee satisfaction. Recognizing these archetypes and their influence can help leaders foster healthier team dynamics and align their company culture with their business goals each and every day. So how can leaders use these archetypes practically? First, start by identifying the prominent archetypes within your organization. Observe how people interact with their motivations and how they naturally contribute to the team. Is there a hero stepping up to every single challenge? A mentor who quietly supports others? Recognizing these roles can help you understand how to best support your team and leverage their strengths. Next, consider the balance of archetypes as well. Just as much as one trait in a person can cause imbalance, an overemphasis on a single archetype can disrupt a whole company's culture. For example, too many heroes can lead to competition and burnout, while too many caregivers might create a culture that is overly cautious and passive. Aim for a mix of archetypes that can complement each other, creating a culture where both action and reflection can be valued. As we wrap up, think about the archetype you most identify with in your company. Are you the mentor guiding others with wisdom and support? The hero is taking risks and pushing boundaries. Or perhaps you're the caregiver ensuring everyone feels valued and connected. Understanding your role and the roles of others can be the key to creating a balanced, effective, inspiring culture. Let me know in the comments down below, what archetype do you most identify with at work? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more insights on leadership, mindset, and building a thriving business. Remember, together, we can elevate humanity one post and one step at a time.